सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। Let us chant from verse number 7 to 16. आहारस्त्वपि सर्वस्य त्रिविधो भवति प्रियः यज्ञस्तपस्तथा दानं तेषां भेदमिमं शृणु। आयुः सत्त्वबलारोग्य सुखप्रीतिविवर्धनाः रस्या स्निग्धा स्थिरा हृद्याः आहाराः सात्विकप्रियाः। कट्वं ललवणात्युष्ण तीक्ष्णरूक्षविदाहिनः राजसस्येष्ठाः दुःखशोकामयप्रदाः यातयामं गतरसं पूते पर्युषितं च यत् उच्छिष्टमपि चामेध्यं भोजनं तामसप्रियम्। अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञः विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः समाधाय स सात्विकः। अभिसन्धाय तु फलं दम्भार्थमपि चैव यत् तं यज्ञं विद्धि राजसं विधिहीनमसृष्टान्नं मन्त्रहीनमदक्षिणम्। श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं तामसं परिचक्षते। देवद्विजगुरुप्राज्ञ पूजनं शौचमार्जवम् ब्रह्मचर्यमहिंसा च शारीरं तप उच्यते। अनुद्वेगकरं वाक्यं सत्यं प्रियहितं च यत् स्वाध्यायाभ्यसनं चैव वाङ्मयं तप उच्यते। मनःप्रसादः सौम्यत्वं मौनमात्मविनिग्रहः भावसंशुद्धिरित्येतत् तपोमानसमुच्यते। So we have seen the topics on ahara and then yajna. Now we are seeing the topic on tapas. So the bodily austerity, shariram tapas, then austerity at the level of speech, vachikam tapas, and then manasam tapas, austerity at the level of the mind. So these are the three types of austerities the scriptures ask us to perform. So what are those austerities? So we have seen yesterday. Physical austerities, worship of the Lord, serving the revered ones in the society, Dvija, Guru, Prajna, cleanliness at the bodily level, straightforwardness, trying to put into practice everything that one has been intellectually convinced, brahmacharyam, celibacy, ahimsa, non-violence. So these are the physical austerities. Then what about the verbal austerity? Anudvega vakyam, satyaṁ, priyam, hitam. Anudvega vakyam. So yesterday we had seen all those things in detail. Non-hurting words. We have to be sensitive with regard to how we speak. So words should be non-hurting, anudvega. Then satyaṁ, it should be the truth. We must speak only what is true. So why we should speak the truth? Yesterday we had seen in detail. Satyaṁ, priyam. How should we speak? We should speak sweetly. So the word should be chosen in such a way that the listener is comfortable irrespective of the content of the speech. Priyam. In priyam, normally one question asked is, suppose we have to criticize someone. We have to find fault with someone for his own benefit. Then how should we do it? How can it be made priyam? So the technique normally adopted is, tell something good about the person, one or two things, and then slowly insert what you want to say. So when you say something good about the person feels very nice. He becomes open-minded. He listens to you. He respects you because you are respecting him. And at that time, then you say, all these things are fine if you can just add this also along with the good things you are doing. So you have criticized or indicated the defect in his work or whatever, but in such a way that it is not hurting. And again, so 2 words of praise in the beginning, then you criticize, then again pad it up with 2 words of praise again. So you are sandwiching your words of criticism between 2 praises. So what happens is, it becomes priyam. This is a very good technique to be adopted. Because very many times you will have to criticize someone. You will have to, pinpoint his mistakes, but in such a way that the ego is not hurt. So in that case, this is the technique to be followed. Very many times the mistake we do is, we find only the fault and we say only the fault. So what happens then? A relationship gets strained. The problem is with us. There is so many good things in that person, we don't see it. We see only the defects and we tell only the defects. That is not the right way. So if it has to be made priyam, you will have to first of all find out what are the good things in him. Isn't it? Openly praise him for the good things he does. And then along with it, introduce the unpalatable truth also. So there is a proper shock absorber padding which you are giving in the beginning and in the end, so that that person is able to receive the shock comfortably. So that is how the words have to be made priyam. But whatever you say, it should be hitam also. Hitam means what is good for the others. So this is a tapas. So in this tapas you will find that anudvega satyaṁ, priyam, hitam, by the time it comes out filtered through all these filters, you will find there is hardly anything to say. Right? Most of the time you will have to remain maunam only. Either remain in maunam or in silence or smiling. That way, very many unwanted talks, unwanted gossips, everything gets automatically filtered out. That's why it is called vak tapas. It's a tapas. Have you ever wondered why we are interested in gossip? What is gossip? Two people talking ill about the third person who is not present there. So both the parties are very much interested in talking about the third person, not the good things, but the evil things, his weaknesses. Why are we interested? Remember, it is also a play of the ego. Ego always wants to remain high. Ego always want to remain, want to be praised. Now there are two ways in which you can remain high. What are the two ways? You can occupy the high position either by working hard and going high above others, or pulling down everyone so that you remain high. Now which is the easier one? Competing and reaching the high level is difficult, it is strenuous, it is uncertain, and most of the time impossible. But the other one is very easy. Pull down everyone. Discuss only about the weaknesses of others. And ultimately who remains? Only you remain on the top. So that is why people are generally interested in gossip. It is only an expression of the ego. The ego itself is appearing in disguise. So this joy which we derive from gossip has to give us an alert signal that we are in the wrong track. That is why always after gossip you find that your consciousness, or that inner conscience, you will find that it has become defiled, it has become impure. So therefore, speak only what is hitam. Hitam means what is good for others, what is beneficial. Now, one term we missed yesterday in this vak tapas, that is Svādhyāyābhyasana. We, by mistake, I did not explain that term. So what is this Svādhyāyābhyasana? Svādhyāyābhyasana means chanting scriptures. So here Svādhyāya doesn't mean study, it means chanting. Chanting of the holy scriptures like Vedas or Bhagavad Gita or the Upanishad or the Vishnu Sahasranama. The chanting is called Svādhyāyābhyasanam. Abhyasam, practice. Here it is not contemplation, it is not with understanding the meaning, no, it is only chanting, because it's a verbal tapas. So that is also a Vāṅmayam tapas. Then we went into the mental austerity. So what are they? manaḥ-prasāda, saumyatvaṁ, maunam, ātma-vinigrahah, bhava samshuddhihi. So what is manaḥ-prasāda? manaḥ-prasāda is nothing but the peace of mind. Trying to maintain a peaceful state of mind. That effort is a tapas. A mind which is free from all kinds of agitation, restlessness, anxieties and worries. That is called manaḥ-prasāda. Saumyatvaṁ. Saumyatvaṁ means trying to maintain a cheerful state of mind. A cheerful mind. So peaceful mind and a cheerful mind. Saumyatvaṁ. So when are we cheerful? When the thoughts are good, noble, selfless, positive, and these kinds of thoughts pass through our mind, we are cheerful. Then maunam. So yesterday we were discussing this maunam. What is maunam? Silence. So yesterday we were saying that this is a noiseless, non-chattering state of mind. Normally mind always chatters. It's a very noisy mind. So trying to make the mind quiet, trying to make the mind silent. Maunam. So yesterday we also saw, when will the mind be in a state of maunam? The job of the mind is constant planning, constant visualization, imagining, wool gathering, worrying. This is the thing which mind constantly does. It is called as sankalpa vikalpa. This is the nature of the mind. How can you stop it? There is only one way to stop. Only when the mind is convinced that everything is fine, everything in this world is perfect. In that state of total contentment, a state of freedom from all kinds of doubts, worries, anxieties, at that time the mind becomes silent. Because there is no need to think over anything. There is no need to plan anything. There is no need to worry over anything. Why? Everything is fine. When you are fully convinced that everything is fine, mind gets into that state of silence. For example, when you have a mathematics problem and you don't know how to solve it, mind is worried. But once you have understood the solution to the problem, what is the state of the mind? It is silent, at least for that problem. There is a contentment, there is a fulfillment. Yes, I got it. In life also, whenever you have a problem, when you find the solution, then there is a peace. At least a temporary state of maunam you experience. Mind has nothing else to do. It has arrived at the solution. So in the same way, in life also, when the mind arrives at that supreme state, where it is totally contented and fulfilled, where it experiences its infinite nature, immortal nature, that state where it need not ask for anything because everything has been provided, that state is that state of maunam. There are various reasons why a mind can become silent. When you are sleepy, the mind is silent. Silence can be due to various reasons. A dull mind is a silent mind. An amazed mind, a shocked mind, a stunned mind is a silent mind. We are not talking of that kind of silence. We are talking of a silence born out of wisdom. This is maunam. There is another meaning of maunam also. It is called manana-shīlatvaṁ. That habit of the mind by which it always contemplates about the highest. Manana means reflection. Manana means contemplation. Contemplation upon what? upon the higher truths of the world, about God, about the nature of God, about the nature of the self, about the nature of the world. That ability to contemplate upon the truths of life, that is called manana-shīlatvaṁ. Actually, this maunam and mananam, they are similar. Only that mind which is silent, only such a silent mind can contemplate upon the highest. Greater the silence, more efficient is the contemplation. Noisier the mind, more difficult or rather impossible is contemplation. Only a silent mind can efficiently contemplate. So for mananam, maunam is essential. At least a relative maunam. Not absolute maunam, but relative. Just like if you want to write something which is eligible, which is what you call legible, then first thing what you have to do, clean the blackboard. On a black background, you are able to clearly decipher what you have written, isn't it? In the same way, the first thing is make the mind quiet. A quiet mind is like a clean blackboard. But suppose you keep on writing. Now it's not a blackboard, it's a whiteboard. Upon the whiteboard again you write with a white chalk. It's not possible. This is what we are trying to do with our noisy mind. Noisy, chattering mind cannot contemplate. So maunam is something which has to be practiced by all seekers. Maunam. Sit for some time, silently. Make the mind silent. At least for some time, don't think about anything. And experience that quietude of mind. This has to be practiced. And now next one, ātma-vinigrahah. Ātma-vinigrahah. Ātma-vinigrahah means control over the mind. Control over the mind. Ātma-vinigrahah. What do you mean control over the mind? Mind is nothing but flow of thoughts. So therefore, control over the mind means control over the thoughts. What do you mean control over the thoughts? Control over the thought means ensuring that your thoughts are positive. How can you ensure that the thoughts are positive? Ensure that thoughts don't become negative. How can you ensure that the thoughts don't become negative? So therefore we have 5-point technique. We have discussed this earlier also. Some other place. Observe, detect, eliminate, substitute, strengthen. 5-point technique. Observe the mind. From there it starts. Observe the mind. Control over the mind starts from observing the mind. Observe the mind. Then detect the negative thought channels in your mind. Detect. Only when you observe you can detect. Detect. Then eliminate those negative thought patterns. Then substitute those negative thought channels with positive ones based on the knowledge of the scriptures. And then 5th one, strengthen it. How to strengthen those positive thoughts? When you entertain a certain thought again and again, repeatedly, then that thought gets strengthened in you. A thought can be strengthened by repeated entertainment. So now let us see one by one. The first one is observation. Observing the mind. What do you mean observing the mind? Paying attention to the mind. paying attention. Sit silently and see what is happening in the mind. What kind of thoughts are passing through the mind? Observe. Practice this observation, and then slowly, you are able to observe the mind deeply. Greater the practice, easier you are able to observe it at a deeper level. Mind has got different levels. One is the conscious mind, there is something called subconscious mind. When you start making it a practice to observe the mind, you are able to peep deep into what is happening in the subconscious mind also. Then what happens? As you are able to peep deep into your subconscious mind, you are able to see certain negative thought channels, which is the cause for all kinds of mental disturbance. You are not peaceful because unconsciously or consciously, deep down you are entertaining some negative thoughts. What are negative thoughts? Kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. Somewhere deep down these thoughts are there lurking. You never knew it. Why you never knew? You never knew because you never paid attention to it. Why you never paid attention? You never paid attention because your attention was outside. When your attention is outside, you see things outside. When your attention is inside, you see things, what is happening inside. In meditation, your attention is totally inside. So therefore you are able to see what is happening inside. And therefore you are able to detect it. It has fallen into your notice. And once it has fallen into your notice, then know for sure that it is going to get eliminated very soon. Detection is important. So what is the advantage of this detection? A person who regularly meditates, he is able to detect these negative thoughts at a very, very early stage. Every thought has a tendency to multiply, has a tendency to gain momentum with time. One thought, two thoughts, 4, 8, 16, 32. This is how it multiplies. Any thought. So now what has this person done? Because of his meditation, through his meditation, he was able to detect this negative thought at a very early stage. At an earlier stage, the thought momentum is always weak. There is no much momentum. It is only picking up, just like a vehicle picks up speed. It is only picking up. Speed is not yet, gained. So what happens at an early stage detection, which is possible only for a regular meditator? When you are able to detect it at an earlier stage, you are able to nip it from bud easily. Now the question is how to eliminate. First of all, be thoroughly convinced of what will be the consequences of entertaining a particular negative thought. What are the consequences you are going to face if suppose this thought is allowed to multiply, to prosper, to gain root? What will happen? Project the possibilities in the future. So we'll always find that a negative thought will end up in negative words, negative actions, and negative actions in the world will definitely attract negative reactions. It will attract an unconducive environment, the end result of which is only suffering. A negative thought, what is the end result of negative thought? It is always suffering. Suffering for yourself, suffering for others. Be painfully aware of this suffering. The moment you are painfully aware of this suffering, immediately a counter thought comes, how to get rid of this negative thought. Because now comes an urgency to get rid of this. Because pain is one thing which rings an alarm in our mind. Because nobody wants pain, nobody wants suffering, everyone wants to be happy. So now, because of your sensitive mind, you are able to see. You are able to see what is going to happen in the future because of this negative thought. So now you are sensitive. Therefore, you want to get rid of this negative thought at the earliest. Now, since you have detected it at a very early stage, it is not difficult for you. So what do? You eliminate the negative thought and then you substitute with the positive thought. And from where do you get this positive thought? You get it from satsang. You get it from the scriptures. Scriptures alone can guide us. In this particular situation, I am becoming jealous. Anger is coming. How to get rid of it? Think in this way. This is the right way to think. When you substitute that negative thought with a positive thought, with the right way of thinking, as guided by the scriptures, you will suddenly feel that there is a joy. That very moment when you entertain the positive thought, that very moment you are blessed with peace. You are, you experience that peace. So replacing the negative thought with positive thought, mere replacement alone will not do. What you have to do? Strengthen it. How do you strengthen? Again and again entertain that thought. Again and again. How long should you entertain? Till it becomes your nature. Your swabhava. Your nature is that which you even unconsciously you express. That is called your nature. Anything that which you express, even in an unconscious state, that is called your nature. So this right thinking should become your nature. Then we say that particular negative thought has been sublimated. That strengthening, the end result of strengthening is sublimation. Sublimation means even when that particular situation comes which can trigger a negative thought pattern, in your case that trigger doesn't happen. What does it trigger? That situation only triggers good thoughts. Thoughts of love, thoughts of forgiveness, thoughts of compassion. These thoughts are triggered. Why these thoughts are triggered? You had in the past consciously cultivated it. Therefore, automatically these positive thoughts erupt. So even in the most unconducive environment, your thoughts are always positive. In such a case, we can say you have conquered the mind. This is called ātma-vinigrahah. Here atma doesn't mean the supreme self. Atma means mind. Depending on the context, you will have to take the meaning of atma. So in this case, atma means mind. So such a person who is able to effortlessly replace his negative thought with positive thoughts, such a person we can say he has conquered his mind. Remember, you can never have a mind free from negative thoughts. It's impossible. Just like body cannot be free from disease, there cannot be 100% healthy body. It is impossible. In the same way, there cannot be 100% pure mind. It's not possible. But with sadhana, you can increase the purity, there is no doubt, but 100% purity is impossible. But yes, that doesn't mean that you should not purify. The only thing is these negative thoughts will lose its sting. It is there, but it is not strong enough to influence your speech or influence your actions. It may be there deep down in some subconscious level, but it is not able to force you to commit mistake. Negative thought has to be eliminated by thinking of the future tragedies which it is going to bring. How to strengthen the positive thoughts? Again, think of the blessings it is going to bring. So this way one can conquer one's mind. Conquering the mind means your thoughts, your speech, your actions are performed with total alertness. There is nothing called, by mistake it happened. No such thing happens. There is nothing called by mistake. No such thing by mistake or impulsive reaction doesn't happen, because this person is alert at a very, very initial stage itself. The problem with us is, since we don't practice meditation, since we don't pay attention to the happenings of the mind, so very many things happen here, but we are not aware. The negative thoughts gain momentum. They become so strong. We have not detected it. So because it has gained momentum, it expresses through our words, our action. Later on, we then repent for it. It's all because of our lack of alertness. Regular practice of meditation is necessary to bring the mind under control. So, ātma-vinigrahah. In fact, if you have ātma-vinigrahah, rest everything follows. Manaḥ-prasādam, saumyatvaṁ. And the next one, bhava-samshuddhi. Bhava-samshuddhi means purity of intention. That is also a kind of tapas. You are going to do something, action is very good, agreed, but mere goodness of action alone will not do. Intention also should be pure. That is called bhava samshuddhi. You are doing something good, fine, agreed. You are doing some selfless action, agreed. But somewhere deep down, are you selfish? Are you craving for something? For some personal interest? Bhava samshuddhi means purity of intention. Your intention also should be pure. Why are you doing it? If you say, I am doing it for pleasing God, excellent. I am doing it for purification of my mind, excellent. Then that becomes bhava samshuddhi. If you say, I am doing it so that others will praise me, gone. I am doing it so that I will get a lot of money, gone. Then it is not bhava samshuddhi, it is bhava ashuddhi. So here in this tapas, at the very intention level itself, you make the correction. As far as the outer world is concerned, they will never know this. The unique feature about this mental tapas is, this is something which you alone know. Manaḥ-prasāda, you alone know. Saumyatvaṁ, you alone know. Maunam, you alone know. Nobody else knows. As far as the other things are concerned, there is something to show. Speaking sweetly, speaking the truth, others are also involved. Shariram tapas, others are also seeing. But as far as this manasa tapas is concerned, it is only you who knows it. Right? And therefore it is the most difficult one also. Very many times we are not even aware what is happening inside. Sharirika tapas, easy. Vachika tapas, comparatively difficult. Manasa tapas, the most difficult. Because it needs tremendous amount of sensitivity, tremendous amount of subtlety. Just like to perform a very subtle operation, you need subtle instruments. In the same way, to perform this operation, you need a very subtle instrument. Subtlety is measured in terms of purity. Purer the mind, more easily you are able to detect all the negativities of the mind. Subtler the mind, purer the mind, subtler the mind. Subtler the mind, easier the detection. Once it is detected, correction is possible. So this is about manasam tapas. Now, the tapas topic continues, but now we are going to discuss the three types of tapas. Sattvika tapas, rajasika tapas and tamasika tapas. So with regard to guna, now the discussion proceeds. Till now we have seen tapas in the context of the equipments, the instruments. Now we see the same topic tapas with regard to shraddha, with regard to the gunas. So the first one comes the sattvika tapas. Sattvika tapas, yes. Verse number 17. Shraddhaya paraya taptam tapastatrividham narehi tapastatrividham narehi aphalakankshibhiryuktaihi satvikam parichakshate shraddhaya paraya taptam tapastatrividham narehi aphalakankshibhiryuktaihi satvikam parichakshate. Satvikam parichakshate. This tapas is called sattvika tapas. So what is he doing? He is doing the trividham tapaha. What are the trividham tapaha? Whatever we have discussed. Kaya, vang, manas tapaha. Bodily level, speech level, mind level. These are the three tapas he does. But how does he do it? So some few terms are used. Shraddhaya paraya. Paraya shraddhaya, with supreme faith. Then aphalakangshibihi, without expecting any material benefit. Yuktehi, fully integrated. So these are the terms used for the sattvika tapas. So the first one, paraya shraddhaya, with supreme faith. Supreme faith means what? Fully convinced that this is the one thing to be done. Fully convinced. There is a full backing of the intellect. This is the right thing to do. This is the one which is going to take me to my ultimate goal. Fully convinced. Therefore, paraya shraddha. Shraddha means what? Belief that something is true. That is shraddha. So this is the path. So a sattvic person is the one who is fully convinced by this path. Paraya shraddhaya. Then aphalakangshibihi. So naturally he will do it. But will he expect some kind of praise or appreciation from others? So he will do all these kind of tapas, but at the same time he is not bothered whether others are praising him or criticizing him or whatever. He is not interested in others' praise because his intellect is convinced. He will not be doing his tapas for any kind of show off. In fact, the truth is, whatever tapas he does it secretly. Because the rule is, whatever you show, it will be destroyed. Whatever you hide, it will remain with you. It's a law. Whether you believe it or not, it's a fact. What is the thing? You try to show off something that will be lost. It is something like, suppose there is a precious stone. You keep it outside. What will happen? It was supposed to be kept in the locker. Instead, what did you do? You kept it outside. Know for sure it is gone. People lose mobiles every day in thousands. They keep the mobile phone somewhere, and by the time, in the temple, forget about other things. In our temple in Indiranagar, every day some or the other complaint comes. Swamiji, we have lost our mobile. What did you do? I just kept it there and did prostration, came back, gone. In the temple itself, if such thing happen, what to talk of other places? What I am trying to say is, the thing which you keep outside, you will lose it. But that thing which you keep secret, you have put it in the locker, it remains with you. That is why it is said, whatever defects you have, you should tell it in public, because you will lose it. It will become kshina, it will become weak. Whatever the weakness, and whatever the goodness you have, you should never speak about it. Because the moment you speak, it's gone. What do? Just the reverse. All the weaknesses, we keep it in the locker, safe. And whatever good things we have, we publicize it. Isn't it? So as far as this devotee is concerned, afala akankshibihi, meaning he is not expecting any kind of material benefit. Name, fame, power, position, recognition, praise, no. Because what is the benefit he is actually craving for? It is a spiritual benefit. Not the material, but the spiritual. Afala akankshibihi. And then, yuktehi. There is a total integration in his personality when he performs this tapas. What do you mean personality integration? There is a mind which loves doing this tapas. There is the intellect which values this tapas. Intellect values it, mind loves it. When you value something and when you love it, there is a total integration in your personality. Then you will pursue that thing wholeheartedly. That's called yukta. Your entire personality is striving for it. And whenever such kind of pursuit happens in an individual, know for sure that he is going to get it. You value something and you love it. Many times what happens? We value something but we don't love it. Or we love it but we don't value it. Junk food, you love it but you don't value it. Nutritious food but tasteless food, you value it but you don't love it. Isn't it? So valuing is one thing, loving is another thing. Now here this person is doing that tapas. Both the factors are there. He loves it. Why he loves it? Because this tapas will give him manaḥ-prasāda. This tapas will give him saumyatvaṁ. When you do this tapas, you become a cheerful person, a happy person, a joyful person, a contented person. So there is a happiness involved in this tapas. So therefore, he loves this tapas. He values this tapas because it is going to take him to the ultimate truth. It is going to give him liberation. It is going to make him one with the infinite, the immortal. It is going to free him from all kinds of birth, death cycle. It is going to free him from all kinds of sufferings. Therefore, he values it. So on one side you are valuing it, the other side you love it. You become an integrated person with regard to this tapas. Therefore, yuktaihi. When this way this tapas is done, then that tapas is called sattvika tapas. Sattvika tapas. Paraya shraddhaya abhalakangshibihi yuktehi. Now we talk of rajasika tapas. Let us chant verse number 18. Satkaramana pujartham tapodambhena chaivayat kriyate tadiha proktam rajasam chalamadhruvam satkaramana pujartham tapodambhena chaivayat kriyate tadiha proktam. Yes, this person also does the three types of tapas: bodily, verbally and mentally. He is also doing it. But what is the intention? Satkara mana pujartham and dambhena. So how does he do? First is satkara. Satkara means he craves for the praise from others. He just wants others to praise. How should they praise? What a holy man. What a great man. He wants this praise, satkara. Mana. Mana means he craves for honor. What is his honor? He expects people to touch his feet. Right? Put him garland, etc. This is mana. He expects people to get up when he comes. This is called mana. Satkara is verbal. He loves to listen his own praises. Mana is physically honoring him. Pujartham, doing his pada puja, etc. For all these things, he does this tapas. To create a image that I am a divine person. I am a holy person. So when you do all these things, it creates an image that he is a very holy man. Dambhena, full of hypocrisy. Hypocrisy means what? Externally he does, but internally he doesn't mean. Jatilo mundi lunchita kesha kashayambara bahu kritavesha pashyannapi chana pashyati moodha udara nimittam bahu kritavesham. Yes, it's all udara nimittam. Bas. He doesn't know what is tapas. At the most, he can do these two kinds of tapas. What are they? Physical tapas, shariram tapa he can do. Because it is something which others are seeing. Verbal tapas also he can do. What is that verbal tapas? Speaking sweetly, nicely, etc. To create a very good image in others, he will do that. But one thing he cannot do. What is it? Manasam tapas. Because there it is bhava samshuddhi. The very intention has to be pure. Intention is absolutely impure. Intention is absolutely impure. What is intention? Satkara mana puja. So therefore there is nothing called manaḥ-prasāda, saumyatvaṁ. But thank God, nobody knows what is happening in his mind. So he, that way he is fortunate. You can fool others with your physical activities. You can fool others with your sweetness of your words. But as far as your mind is concerned, nobody is aware of it. You are very much aware of it, why you are speaking, what you are speaking, why you are doing, what you are doing. You know it. God knows it. This is rajasic tapas. His only interest is all this kind of thing, material result. People should come, prostrate to me, give a lot of dakshina, whatever. Material things he is very much aware. But the spiritual things, absolutely unaware. So externally this person may appear to be just like a sattvic person. But what is the difference? Intention wise there is a difference. Action is the same, but intention is faulty. Even the businessmen, they do this. Vak tapas. Isn't it? A cloth merchant. People come into that shop. So the person speaks very nice. Anudvega karam vakyam. Not hurting them. Priyam, hitam. He does all that. What is the purpose? What is the intention? Intention is business. Intention is money. Intention is not purity of mind or pleasing God and all that. Nothing doing. Right? See that? You can do this tapas, but the intention is pure business. They may speak satyaṁ also. Why? Credibility. Because you are going for a brand. Your company's name is going for a brand. So people should say, oh, if this company has produced this item, it has to be world class. You have to create a brand. People should have faith and trust in your product. For that they will stick to the path of truth. But what is the purpose of sticking to the path of truth? Not any spiritual benefit, but business. Nothing wrong. But we have to understand that this is rajasic. As far as a sattvic person is concerned, action is also good, intention is also good. As far as a rajasic person is concerned, action is good, but intention is selfish. So what does Bhagavan say? Kriyate tadiha proktam rajasam chalam adhruvam. What is the end result of this tapas? Adhruvam, it is uncertain. Chalam, it is impermanent. Two terms are used. Adhruvam means uncertain. What is uncertain? This person is doing all the tapas, but there is no guarantee that he will get satkara, mana, puja. No, there is no guarantee. But if at all he gets it, people respect him, revere him. If at all he gets it, that result will be chalam, impermanent. You can fool others. How long? Not always. As that person comes near you, this person who is a hypocrite, so he has created a very good image. But as somebody comes near him, slowly, as the person comes near, he comes to know how hollow this person is. That is why majority of the film stars have got diverse case. You know what is the reason? What they project themselves on the screen, they are not. In the screen, they crack dialogues written by somebody else. There is a dialogue writer. And this person cracks that dialogue. And listening to this dialogue, the viewers, they are enchanted by him. They become his fans. And then this person marries. This lady who is marrying this hero, let us say, she is fully bowled by his personality, his good looks, his the way in which he carries himself, his behavior, his wonderful deed, his selflessness, all those things she has seen in the screen, in the movie. Then she makes a decision. Let me marry him. Within 1 year, you will find that crack. Why? Now she knows what this person actually is. How hollow he is. How imperfect he is. The perfection which I have seen on the screen, there is not even 1/100th of it. Then what happens? Divorce. Disintegration happens. These rajasic people go through this stage. Since they are too much of showing off, people are attracted. But those people who come near, they come to know this person is totally hollow. Bhava samshuddhi is not there. So that is why the result is always chalam, impermanent. Whatever they get, sometime they will lose it. Because always you cannot hide the truth. Someday or the other, it has to be out. Chalam. So this is about rajasic tapas. Now let us see tamasic tapas. Verse number 19. Mūಢgrāheṇātmano yat pīഡaya kriyate tapah parasyotsādanārtham vā tattamasamudāhritam mūఢgrāheṇātmano yat pīഡaya kriyate tapah parasyotsādanārtham vā tattamasamudāhritam. Yes. Tamasic person doing tapas, that itself will raise our eyebrows, but he also does. What kind of tapas? The first term itself you see, mūఢgrāheṇa, holding on to some foolish notions. Holding on to some foolish notion means this person is very clear that this kaya vang manas tapas is useless. That is not the way. That is not tapas at all. What kind of tapas is it? So therefore, the tapas mentioned in the scripture, according to him, that is not real tapas. Mūఢgrāheṇa, there is no proper guidance. According to his whims and fancies, he does something. And what is the normal thing he does? Ātmanah yat pīഡaya kriyate tapah. According to him, tapas means there should be some torture of the body. Something unique you must do. Something extraordinary. Something which others cannot do. Something where there is lot of pain. Something where there is lot of torture. Tapas means what? Pain should be there. Otherwise, what kind of tapas? He has got this idea. I'll tell you, in the society, majority have this kind of wrong notion. If a person is doing tapas, immediately we imagine standing on one leg, raising the hands, poking all those, sharp hooks all around, looking at the sun, which panchagni tapas all around. What is that? Panchagni all around, amidst fire, in the cold Ganges water. The moment we hear the term tapas, what are the kinds of picture? Isn't it? If this is the kind of picture you have in your mind, then you fall under this category. In the society, this is a misconception people have. A true tapasvi is the one who can torture his body maximum. He must be able to sleep only for 1 or 2 hours. A great tapasvi. He must live on water. Maha tapasvi. He must stand on one leg for hours together, days together, months together, years. Oh, great tapasvi. Bhagavan calls them mūಢa, foolish. Whatever tapas has been mentioned till now, that is the real tapas. Torturing the body is not at all tapas. If anyone is doing it, he has been given a beautiful name. He is a mudha, a fool. And interestingly, in the society, you will find such mudha tapasvis will have maximum followings. A big crowd will gather. Some photo I saw. One fellow was piercing one knife and he was taking out the eyeball out. That eyeball was bulging out. And there are so many people watching. A foolish person will attract only foolish crowd. A big crowd is gathered to see. A big crowd will be gathered if a person is doing tapas, one-legged, with swollen hand, swollen legs. Big crowd will gather. But suppose we say there is another person who is quiet, who is cheerful, who is peaceful. He is doing manasa tapas. Useless fellow. Good for nothing. Doing nothing. It is not considered as a tapas. Strange thing. It is the highest tapas, but for the foolish people, it is no tapas at all. Keeping your mind peaceful and cheerful is the greatest tapas in this world. For a foolish fellow, that is no tapas at all. And therefore, you will not find the crowd around this person who is doing the highest tapas. Of course, that tapasvi is very, very happy that such foolish people are not behind me. He gets his solitude very well. In fact, he will thank that foolish tapasvi who has taken all the crowd away. Right? There is a gratitude. Bhagavan is very angry. That is why he is using mudha-grahena atmano-ved. Pidaya kriyate. Earlier Bhagavan has said, that fellow is not only torturing himself, he is torturing me also, who is there inside. I am trapped there as jiva. What to do? Helpless. Now the question is, why is he doing this tapas? Parasya utsadanartham. The purpose is only one, to destroy others. In this regard, Rajasic tapasvi is far better. At least he is doing something good. Maybe intention is selfish. Here, bad actions are done with impure intentions. Terrible. What is the intention? Destroying others. In Puranas, we find so many such characters. One such character is our Shikhandi, Mahabharata. He was born as Amba. So Bhishmacharya takes her. Then she says, no, I am in love with another king. So Bhishma leaves her. Then she goes to that king. That king says, no, Bhishma has taken you, therefore I will not accept you. So then this Amba thinks, my life is ruined because of this one person called Bhishma, so I must kill Bhishma. Then what does she do? She does tapas. Her tapas was so intense that Lord Shiva had to appear. And what is the stupid thing she asks? Oh Lord, bless me such a way that I will become the slayer of Bhishma. Now this is called tamasic tapas. She was also doing all that kind of thing, not eating food, not drinking water, intense tapas she was doing. But what is the intention? Lord Shiva himself is standing in front. She could have asked for moksha itself. Foolish lady, she asked something stupid. This is called tamasic tapas. Another character is Drupada. He was defeated by Dronacharya. So then again he also does some tapas. I must have a son who will kill Dronacharya. And thus Drishtadyumna was born. Another famous character is Bhasmasura. And even in today's time, lot of Bhasmasuras are there. All those suicide bombers. They tie some bomb around, go to some temple, some church, some mosque. Women are there, children are there, blast. And kill so many hundreds. Along with that, he also dies. These are all the cases of these tamasic people. I don't want anything good, but I want only destruction for others. That famous story. So a person was doing tapas. Bhagavan appeared. So Bhagavan asked, what do you want? But only one condition. I will give you whatever you want, but your neighbor will get the double. So then what does he ask? Bhagavan, make me blind in one eye. So that the neighbor will lose both the eyes. This is the kind of people. Tamasic fellows. Mudhagrahena ātma-vinigrahah. There is no backing of the scriptures. He is not bothered about the scriptures. He does whatever he likes. Et pidaya. And according to him, tapas means torturing of the body. He is very much convinced. If there is no torture, that is no tapas at all. And what is the intention? Parasya utsadanartham. For destroying others. Such a tapas is called tamasic tapas. So this tapas topic is over. Now comes dana, charity. That we will take up tomorrow. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet, asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.